Welcome back to Josh Does Life. I'm doing another video for you today. This is going to be a longer video about the Nest products that I have in my home and kind of discussion and my thoughts on them. I'm doing it in one video instead of several, mainly because I'm not really reviewing these products. It's not going to be an unboxing of each one of them. These are products that I've had for a number of years now, and I just kind of wanted to go through them and share my thoughts on them. I'm a big advocate of Nest products from the start even to now when Google has bought them out. I don't have any major issues with any of them. I think they all work very well. I think they are a little on the pricey side, but I also feel like you get what you pay for. So let's just go over them. I think that I have all of the Nest products with the exception of the Nest wireless cameras. I don't have those. I have a different brand. I have Ubiquity and different brands for security cameras and things. The first product that I bought was the Nest thermostat. I got it when it first came out, the Gen 1. I think they're maybe on like Gen 4 or something now because they've been out for a while. I know the newer ones are a little bit thinner, have a little bit bigger display on them. I like all of them. I mean, I've still got my Gen 1 in my house. I bought a Gen 2 to put in my basement, but I never separated my heat and air system like I'd planned, so I haven't used it. But anyway, thermostat works really great. I love the idea of being able to get on the app anywhere you are, turn your heat on, turn your AC on, adjust it, turn the system off, make changes to the schedule. I know there's a lot of brands out there that do these same things. I think that Nest was, if they weren't first, they were one of the first ones doing it. So I started out with them and I've kind of just continued with them with their products. Thermostat's great. You can do all the functions on the thermostat itself, which I'll show you in the video as we walk around and look at these products. You can do all, like I said, you can do everything on there, or you can do it through the app. You can actually lock out the thermostat and just do it through the app, so that's a nice feature too, so you won't have people messing with it. It has like eco mode, to try to do power saving. I mentioned it does schedules. All the basic stuff, is all there and built into this. It has, it auto updates the firmware if new releases come out. It's motion detection. It can detect when you're away, home, by the motion. Lights up when you walk by. Shows you what the indoor temp is currently, what you have it set at. Turns like orangish red when the heat's on, blue when it's cooling, kind of like a black background when it's doing nothing or idle. Really awesome, really easy to install. All Nest products are super easy to install. They come with very good instructions. They have videos on their site. They have the little QR codes that you scan to add them to the app and to your account. Everything's great about it. No issues with the thermostat whatsoever. The next thing that I added to my home would be the smoke detectors. The first two smoke detectors I bought, they offered the wired for power and the battery. I went with the wired thinking that it would be better to start with, not have to fool with batteries and stuff. I kind of regret doing that. I wish I would have just got the battery powered ones. With the wired, I had to drill a hole in my ceiling, run the power cable, splice it in somewhere, and hook it up. When you lose power, then you lose the communication ability with it. So, it's kind of a downside there. The battery ones, I think the batteries last a long time. So I wish I would have I think I have 6 of them in my house now. I bought the 2 to start with, and then I added 4. The 2 that I started with were the Gen 1. I have 4 of the Gen 2s. Not a lot of differences between them. The Gen 2s I think are a little bit thinner. I think they're the same like width. I think most of the features are the same. There was a couple things I saw on the app where the Gen 1 had like 3 checkpoints or something, and the Gen 2 had 4 or 5. Something's different there. I'm not sure what it was. They all talk. They all light up with motion if you set it in the settings to do so. Kind of light your path in a hallway or whatever when it's dark. They have some nice features like that. I do wish that they communicated with the alarm system and other products a little bit better. It'd be nice if they all work together, so that if you're back and you just are around a smoke detector, it could let you know the motion from an alarm system or something like that. So there's some things I wish they could do, but they do smoke and carbon monoxide, and have the LED light. So I love the products. I have them all through my house. I mean, they're like $100 a piece. I think the lifespan on them is supposed to be 10 years. I mean, $100 a piece for 10 years. I don't think that's bad. And I mean, like I said, I just like them. If smoke's being detected in my house and I'm at work, I get an alert, and I can call the fire department or whatever. So, I mean, it just gives me a little sense of not necessarily security, but, just to know that what's going on at my house at all times. So let's move in. Let's talk about the next thing. Let's see, the next thing I added, I got the thermostats. Then I went with the smoke detectors. After that, I believe the next thing I got was the door lock. So the door lock is made by Yale, so they've been around forever. And Nest has integrated their parts with it. It's got a little touch pad. You can set up multiple codes for access. You can assign different codes to different people, so it tracks all that, monitors, so you can look at history and that type thing. I don't really use it for that. The reason that I purchased it is that my son, who is now 4, I'm guessing he was about 2 maybe at the time. We were the only 2 at home. I walked out on the back deck doing something, and I closed the door behind me, and he somehow got the door locked. So here he was screaming inside, and I was locked out, and I couldn't get in, banging on the door, trying to talk him, tell him how to unlock it again. He just couldn't figure it out. And then he just went and hid. So then I had to call and wait on somebody to let me back in. Well, he could have gotten hurt, and he was scared, so I wanted to make sure that never happened again. So I got this door lock because, one, I can use the keypad to unlock the door, and I can also monitor it from the app on my phone. So I know if the door is locked or unlocked. If I forget to lock it, I can check it later on. It just, it's that sense of security and all. I just feel better having it because I know I can't get locked out of my house. I put it on that deck door. I really didn't want it on my garage door or front door. Mainly because I'm just used to the doorknobs and having the locking doorknob and the deadbolt. I like to be able to lock both of them on most of the doors. Somebody would have to go through a lot to try to come into my backyard and get, up on the deck and go through the French doors or deck doors. So I put it back there, just as a way that I could get in. That way everybody doesn't see it, or ride by or whatever, or somebody with you and see you putting in the code every time you enter your house, that type of thing. I just felt for me the best place to put it would be on the back deck. Works out really well. It runs off of batteries, and it'll let you know when the batteries are low, all that type thing. Not much else to say about it. I'm going to show you how it works and all that type stuff in just a minute. Next thing that I added on was really because of let's back up. I think the next thing that I added was the doorbells. The Nest doorbells are fantastic. I believe that anybody that has a home should have a doorbell with a camera that's monitored. All the package theft, all the things that go on in the time that we live in, things are bad. So a lot of that stuff happens all the time. I think a lot of it can be prevented with one of the camera doorbells. I'm not saying you have to go out there and get Nest. There are cheaper options out there that probably work, similar. I haven't owned any other than the Nest, but I think that they work absolutely fantastic. The only negative that I would say about them, and it's really not even their fault, but they rely on using your wireless network and then go out to the internet and then go over cell phone towers and all that before it reaches your phone. So the only issue is, and I don't think there's any way they could fix it really, is it starts detecting motion as soon as somebody walks in my garage. I don't get the alert for the motion until basically I've got the door unlocked and a foot in the door. Then that's about the time I get the alert on my phone that there's motion. It's fine, you know, it's one of those things that it's recorded anyway, so I could go back and see exactly what happened, but it's just not, you know, an instant alert as soon as it picks up motion. I'm sure the other ones are, you know, the other manufacturers are the same way since it's relying on your network and other things, but that's, you know, my only complaint about it. Everything else, spot on. I mean, I really love it. The next product I added was because of the doorbell. I don't have a lot of experience with the Ring doorbells, but I did install a Ring doorbell for my mom at her house. One thing I like about the Ring doorbell, and she got the base model Ring. One thing that I like about the Ring doorbell is you can buy a Ring chime, I think it is, that rings whenever somebody pushes the doorbell button. It rings inside the house. The Nest doorbell doesn't have that. So with Nest, you can buy a, I guess they call it Nest Google Hub or whatever, or Nest Hub, Google Hub, whatever it is. You can buy that and it'll show you when somebody rings the doorbell, it comes up and shows you video, tells you which door it's at, and you can see the person. You can talk to them if you want to, push the button. You can ignore, or you know, you can choose to go check the door. You know, that's the reason I bought the Hub. I don't really use it for anything else. It sits there and it does scroll through pictures of my family, which is nice. You know, it's just nice to have the pictures going through there. We used to just have a static picture of our family sitting there on the table beside my chair, so that replaced it now and has little digital pictures. That part's nice, you know, and it functions as a hub to go to YouTube and play music and check the weather and all that type of stuff. I have so many other things that I can do that stuff with that I don't really use it for that. So its primary purpose is just for the Ring doorbell, so I can see who's ringing the doorbell without actually having to go and check it. Because a lot of times you don't want to answer the doorbell. Let's see, other than that, what have we covered? We have covered doorbell, smoke detectors, the door lock, and the thermostat. Let me check my list and see if that was it. Oh, last thing on my list, the alarm system. The alarm system is one that's just okay. I like it, I don't love it. The old days, you know, the alarm systems, everything was wired up, so you know that it would work. Everything now has gone wireless, so there's limitations with that, and there's risk involved as far as the security with it. I think for the most part it works great. You set it up, it's just a little small round disc you can set, you know, at an entryway or wherever you would like. Touchpad, punch in the code, turn it on, off, different monitoring. You can use a little fob to touch to it and turn it off and on as well. That's really handy to have on your keys and things. It's really loud, you can hear it outside the house when it goes off. You buy the little, I guess they're Nest Detect things, and set them, the wireless things, all through your house. You can set them through your house for motion, or you can put them on doors and windows so it detects when they open and close. So it works out really well as far as that. Like I said, you know, you're relying on your wireless network as well. So if that went down, then the alarm system would be about useless. Except for the base, you know, that would still pick up motion and go off. You can pay a service too to where it's monitored and it goes over a wireless phone signal. So that's kind of a good thing if you wanted that. But I mean, it is what it is. I think it's a good system. I don't think it's a great system. I don't think it's 100% foolproof. But I do rest easier knowing that we have it. You can set it in a home but guard mode so that when you're asleep at night, it just monitors the things that open, doors and windows. It doesn't turn the motion on. So if you wake up in the night, you won't set the alarm off, but if somebody opened a door or window, it would go off. I like that. You can set it on full guard mode when you leave the house. So overall, I would say that the security system, is kind of pricey. There are cheaper ones on the market that might suit you better. I didn't really look at other ones when I was shopping because I have all the other Nest products or Google Nest products, and I just wanted to keep it the same. So I just like using the one app and having everything there. So I stuck with it or bought it just for that reason. When you buy it, it comes with two of the, I forgot if it's Detect, Protect, whatever they call them, two of the little wireless monitoring devices. Comes with two. You have to buy additional. That can really add up, especially if you want to put them on all your windows and doors. So what I did, I put one on each of my doors, and then areas where I felt like somebody could break in the windows or just to cover the room, I mount one up on the wall, and they can do motion detection as well. So overall, pretty good system. Seems like good technology in it, but like I said, relying on all the things that it does, I wouldn't say it's like 100% foolproof. But yet, it's just another added layer of protection that I have here at the house, to try to keep my family safe. So it is what it is of that. I think I've covered everything that I have. I'm going to walk around and show you each device, talk a little bit more about them, so stick around for that. Thanks for watching. I hope you get something out of this video. I'm trying to build my subscriber base, so if you're watching this, please subscribe. I'm going to try to do a lot more videos. It might slow down a little bit over the winter time because a lot of things that I want to do are outside, but I'll try to put videos, at least one out a week. Thanks again for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, if there's any type videos or product reviews that you would like to see me do, or any ideas. Let me know ideas for videos that you would like to see. I'm all for that. I'm trying to get this YouTube thing figured out, as far as what people want to see and how to do the videos. And as I move along, I'm going to play with the editor more and try to make them look a little more professional. Right now, I just use the editing tool to put the videos together. I don't really go through and cut out any of my mistakes or just any issues that I might have had. I don't edit out really anything. I just let them run. So let me know. Thanks again for watching. Okay, everybody, so this is my Google Nest Hub. I decided just to show it first. Like I said, I have it going through a photo album. So it's kind of neat to have that, my wife's big on having pictures around the house anyway. So this kind of covers some bases on that. But let's go to the primary reason that I have this is compatibility, like I said, with the doorbell. So I'm going to go and bear with me just a moment. I'm going to go and ring the doorbell, and you can see how it pops up and operates.
Someone's at the garage.
Okay, I didn't stick around to wave and all that type stuff. But like I said, it says which doorbell, the garage or front door. Of course, you can tell by the picture anyway. But then it shows you the view. You have the option to talk to someone out there, or you can just ignore it. So I really like that. A lot of people I know use these to play music. I have another system in place to do that, so it's not something I do. Of course, you can ask Google anything you want on there, and it'll pull up YouTube and all that type stuff. So I know a lot of people use it for these other things. I mean, it probably works great for all of them. I'm just going over what I use it for. I have other devices and things in my house that I use for the features that it has in it. But it works out pretty great. It's not overly expensive. I know they offer a new model that's a max, that's a bigger size that a lot of people are talking about, and I think that one's pretty nice as well. But anyway, let's cut over to the next thing. Okay, so next is my Nest door lock. And I forgot to mention before, it's actually made by Yale, so you know it's got the backing of another good company that's been doing locks forever. So I do have a lot of faith and trust in it. Excuse the door and the fingerprints all over it. We're in and out of this one all the time, so kind of gets dirty, and I hadn't wiped it down. So basically, really easy to use. You know, you just tap the Yale, I believe, and then
Can't lock the door. Make sure it's closed and the deadbolt is not locked.
so I don't have the door pulled to all the way. It's still a little bit open. So it tried to just lock when I did that. So what is it? Is it tap Yale to... Oh yeah. So there's the keypad or whatever. And you can punch in your code. That'll unlock it. I think you just double tap on the Yale and it'll lock. But you know, like I said, I really like it. It works well, suits my purpose. I don't even remember what code I set in it because I have on my app on the phone, you can just unlock it from that. So I usually have my phone with me, so that's always a good thing. But if I needed to, we've got a couple codes programmed in there for myself and family members. So, you know, it just gives us another way to get in the house. And I'll turn around and show you the other side of it. Okay, so this is the back side of it. So nothing complicated here, you know. Behind this panel, it's just got batteries, and that cover pops off. You know, just lock and unlock. I think you can double hit that or something, and it just locks it as well. But really simplistic. I mean, I think it's something that anybody can install. No issues with it so far. I mean, I think it's a great thing to have. It's probably a little on the pricey side, and I'll have to get an updated price on it. I've had this one in, really, I guess since it came out. So I'll check out the updated price, and like everything, I'll put some links in the description so you can check it out if you're interested. Let's see, I'm gonna step back out. I'm using a little light on it right now so you can see a little bit better. But I'll step back out and I'll show you how it works on my phone. Or actually, I'll just hold my phone in front of this one in just a second. Okay, so this is the app on my phone. I think you can probably see it okay. You know, you have options in it, guest, you can look at the history, you know, it has some settings and things like that. But I'll move it to the side a little bit so you can see it work. So basically, you know, it's just you hold it down. And it locks. Then it shows you it's locked. Same thing, you hold it around, hold it down till the ring completes, and it unlocks. Very simplistic. Like it a lot. One of those products I would definitely recommend. Okay, so this is the doorbell that I have in the garage. Try to get it so you can see. It says Nest on it. It has the little LED light to let you know it's on and powered. The ring around there, it only lights up when it detects motion. So it stays off normally, but then it lights up and blinks like that. I guess so people can see the button, you know, if it's dark, or, you know, to let you know it is there. You know, when you push it to ring, then it actually rings and chimes out here, and then it does it in the house as well and on our cell phones. So I actually have like a shiplap type thing here, so I had to put a piece of wood behind it when I ran this. There was no doorbell in the garage here, so I had to run power to it and all that type stuff. So it was a little bit complicated for me to put in, but for most people with new houses, it's very simplistic to put in because you use your existing doorbell wires to power it. Just to give you a little view of it. And it comes off really easy. There's a tool that I think it calls security pin or key or something like that. Goes up in a tiny hole in the bottom and unlocks it, and it just pops off. But this thing, you know, it picks up motion a pretty good distance away. I'm gonna say to the beginning of my garage. You can set sensitivity on it as well, but you know, you wouldn't have to worry about somebody kind of coming in here and disabling it before it got them on video. So that's one of the things that, you know, is safe. I don't think that's any concern. But this is a wonderful product I recommend for everybody, especially with all the package theft that's going on these days. I can't tell you how many times, I've actually caught it on video. Somebody, I don't want to say which parcel service, but one of them just kind of tossing a package in. But you'd be really surprised what you can catch on camera with these things. So highly recommend, even if you don't go with the Nest brand, Ring is the other big boy out there. So, I would recommend everybody get one of the two. Okay, so is it called the Nest Secure? I think I apologize for kind of getting them mixed up with all these things, what they are. But this is it. This is the unit. It has a keypad that lights up when you start touching it. This means it's disarmed when it lights up blue. That you can set it so that it only picks up if one of the doors or windows open. So that's what we use like for a night mode, so nobody can come in on you. It doesn't pick up motion when you set it to that level. Then when you set it to full security, then it turns all the motion detection and everything on. So, that part works really well. I like it. It's just, like I said, my only fear is just everything working wirelessly. It does come with power. You plug it in. This front piece is a motion detector itself. So wherever you set it picks up motion. It's really small and lightweight. Surprisingly enough, the speaker to it is really loud. You can hear it all through the house very easily. And like I said, you do get the alerts with the app or phone. I like these as well. These you put on your keychain or whatever you want to use. And you just touch it to it.
You have 30 seconds to exit.
To set the alarm and disable it as well. So then pop it back off. And I'll turn around and show you one of the wireless door pieces as well. But this, we just kind of have it at our garage entrance is where we come in most of the time. But it works really well. It's just, I don't believe it's the 100% completely secure. I think there could be certain circumstances that would hinder it or prevent it from working like it's supposed to. Things could happen. So, when you had the old security systems with wires run to everything, I just feel like that was a more secure and stable setup. But this is where everything's going now, it seems. So I like it other than that. I think it does do a good job. And it does give me a little extra peace of mind when I set it to that level, just to pick up any doors that open, when we go to bed at night. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. And then here we have my garage door. So basically, it's just two pieces. It's that little magnet piece that you put near it, and it goes through the setup process, and it's very simplistic. It'll tell you that you've got it close enough and it can pick it up and all that type stuff. That just has a sticky backing, so you can stick it anywhere. This is the other piece to it. It's neat because you can set this to light up. You can push this button and hold it down. If you have your security system on at night and you want to disable this one door for a short amount of time, you can hold that down and it'll let you open the door without setting the alarm off. Let's see, it holds just a single battery in it that can be changed out. It does have like a two-sided tape backing. You can stick it up here, or it does have a hole in the cradle part that you can put a screw through it if you want to. I know that's kind of a fear for some people. You think, well, what if I'm away from home and the glue, comes undone, it just falls off and the alarm goes off, and then I've called the cops and everything and get here and find out it just fell. So, you do have that option that you can put a screw in it. For this part, you would rig something. It comes with the two-sided tape stuff, but I'm sure you could find a way if you worry about that falling off. It has no real weight to it, so I wasn't really concerned as much about that one. But that's those guys. Okay, and then we have the smoke detectors. This is one that I have in my kitchen. I have it over towards the side doorway because I didn't want it directly over the stove to pick up stuff when we're trying to cook. This is a Generation 2 model. Kind of get you a little bit of a close-up of it. And yes, I know I have the old ugly popcorn ceilings I would love to get rid of, but it's rather expensive to do. But these just twist to come off. And
Ready. In the kitchen. Press to test.
so there you go, it'll talk to you and all. And all the Nest stuff, it installs very easily because it all has the little, the QR codes on the back of them. You just scan it to the app and add them. So it hooks them up to your wireless and all. Very nice. You can push to test them at any time, but it also, they run self-test, I believe once a month. And it usually does it when nobody's at home. And it also gives you a warning on the app when it's about to run the test. So that's the Generation 2. I'm going to also show you, I'm not going to go around and show you all of them that I have. I have, I think, 6 or 7 in my house, but I'll show you the Generation 1. Okay guys, and if you can see this one, this is the Generation 1. Now that Generation 2 that I showed you is battery powered. This Generation 1 is hardwired into my hallway. Let's see here. It's just a little bit thicker than the Gen 2. A little bit heavier, a little bit thicker, but basically, you know, it works about the same. I'll show you on the app. I think there was some kind of a feature difference in it, but this is my oldest one. I got this one when it first came out, and then I added another one, and then I finally decided I liked them a lot, so I went with the Gen 2s. I ordered a 3-pack, and then I think I'd added another one at some point, but that's just so you can kind of see that one. Works the same way, detects motion. When we start walking down the hall, the LED light comes on, so it helps you kind of see. So really nice there. And last but not least, my Nest thermostat. And I think I told y'all wrong earlier. This is the Gen 1, I believe. And the Gen 2 I purchased, but I was going to put it in my basement and didn't put it up yet. For some reason I had in my mind that I replaced this, but I just left it alone. I looked at the box on the other one. So this one is it's a little bit thicker. And on the Gen 2, the screen comes out further. So it's kind of bigger there so you can see it better from a distance. This one's motion sensitive as well. So anytime you walk by it, it lights up. It goes off when there's no movement. It came with this plate. So this is, if you have the old original thermostats that are large, you can cover up where the kind of hole and cutout was for it. So I definitely had to use that because I have an older house. It's just push, has all the features, you know, you can go through. That's saying what the weather report is, the weather outside, internal temperature of the house, humidity, all those type things, if you can't see them. And you can go through and go to settings and set schedule. You can do everything right here, but I always just do everything from the app. I mean, it's just easier. You can also lock this from the app. That way, you know, kids or whoever can't touch it and mess with it, change your settings. This is what kind of got me started into Nest, was when I got the thermostat originally. It just worked so well and I enjoyed it so much, then I kind of started continuing on with Nest products. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this. It works really well. If I had to pick out like 2 Nest products to have, I would say it'd be the thermostat and the smoke detectors. The doorbell is definitely great. I absolutely love it. But you know, with kids and things like that, I love to be able to have the smoke detectors for their safety. And you know, the doorbells do provide safety as well. You know, all these thieves and all, they get used to, they know what they are, and they see these things at houses, and if they know you have cameras up everywhere, they're less likely to try to break in or steal from you. And as well, you know, I've got motion lights outside and security cameras and everything else, so try to add all the security we can in this wonderful day and age we live in. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I know it's kind of long, but I just kind of wanted to show you all the products that I have as far as Nest, and just talk a little bit about them, share my thoughts, show you a little bit how they work. If you have any questions, comments, please let me know. If you want me to, show anything else about them, or show how they come apart, or whatever else, anything you'd like to see, put it in the comments, and I'll try to do videos that everybody wants me to do. I'm not opposed to that at all. I'm just not sure. I'm still trying to figure out what people want to see, and I'm trying to figure out how to do my videos. So just let me know. Thanks a lot for watching. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. I have a very low subscriber base. I'm trying to really do my best to build that up. So it'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching. I apologize, y'all. I wanted to come back. One thing I totally forgot is I said I was going to show you the app. So let me just run through it real quick, just so you can take a look at what that looks like. So the Nest app, like I said, super simplistic and easy to use. You got settings, and you can set whether you're at home or away. That's the view from my front doorbell. And you can tap on it and see recordings and when it picked up motion, go into history and all that type stuff. Or you can just sit and watch cars go by. Alright, so there's the garage. So next we have the deck door, and it categorizes these by the location. So for deck, I have the lock system. Then when what I call the den, we have our thermostat and the deck door, and the deck door there is actually for the security, so I have one of the little sensors on that door. Then downstairs in the basement we have a protect, and then on the door going outside I have a detect. Entryway, we have a detect in the room to pick up motion, and then also have on the front door as well. And the thinking behind that was I didn't want to buy these detects and put them on every window and everything, because it'd just get too expensive. So I put one on each door, and then I, like a big room or something where somebody could break in the window, then I put one up in the corner so it could pick up motion. Then I've got the protects in the hallway, kids room, and they show green when everything's good and everything tests out good. They'll change color if the battery's low, or they need to draw your attention to something going on with them. They turn yellow if it's got a warning or whatever. And then you can also get messages on here. It'll tell you the ones that have hooked to power. You'll get a notice, and it'll say it can't talk to it, power outage, and all that type stuff. Okay, so there's the Nest Guard. And so if we go to that, then you can see the settings here. So the alarm is off. Then you can set the alarm for at home and guarding. And then you can fully set the alarm to pick up all the detectors. And then it shows you what all this actually got on there. You can see the history. You can go through family and guest. Really nice system. And then my outdoor utility room, I actually have one on that door as well. But laundry room, we have a protect, master bedroom. And you can go to the detects and see, it's kind of got the checklist. Everything's been tested, how long ago it was tested, things like that. So sensors are good, alarm's good, voice good, battery's good, Wi-Fi's good. And you can just go through all of them that you have in your house. So there's the hallway one, is that Gen 1. Let's see what the difference was between them. Sensors, battery, and Wi-Fi. So it's missing the alarm and voice, like check things on there. So to be honest, I'm not totally sure what that's about, what you'd be missing, because they all seem to function the same and all do the little self-test. So I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that one. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of show you what the app looked like. If you want to see what Google is wanting you to go to, is the Google Home. And this is what it looks like. It's got thermostat, camera, settings, front door. We have a couple of little pucks or whatever you want to call them to pick up things. But it's got all the devices on here. I don't like the layout as well. I just like the way the Nest is. I don't know if it's because I had it first and I got used to it. I don't like the way this is laid out. And there was talk of them going strictly to this and not offering the Nest app anymore. I mean, so far it still works, so I don't know necessarily if that's true or not. But if you have any questions and want to know anything more about this, please let me know. Thanks again for watching.